Welcome, everyone. My name is RRamon Fulcher. I'm super excited to be presenting the nSpire Network Opportunity presentation to you. My background comes from the mortgage and real estate industry, where I had some really good success. We became multimillionaires in that industry. But in 2008, I found myself in a really serious jam financially. We went through foreclosures, car repossession, and bankruptcy, and I was open. And I got reintroduced to the industry of network marketing, of which I've been involved with for almost 20 years. The challenge, though, that I saw is that very few people could actually earn six figures. In fact, 3% of all the people that join a network marketing company will reach the six figure a year or six figure during their time in that particular company. And that alarmed me. So when I got the phone call, literally, I watched the video because he wouldn't show me. He wouldn't tell me what it was. He had to show me. I saw the most residual product that would actually bridge the gap between those who weren't earning income and those who were. And so as you're watching this, I do want you to actually take some notes. And if you have any questions at the end, I will take my time to do the best I can to answer all of your questions. But I want you to know the vision. My vision is to help create 26-figure earners this year. And that's a daunting task. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of discipline. But I believe this opportunity, the timing, and the product will allow us to do it this year. So I'm super excited about that. Now, the headquarters of the nSpire Network Corporation is in Buckhead, Georgia, 3399 Peachtree Road. And our distribution warehouse is also in Atlanta, Georgia. And so everything is being shipped directly from Atlanta. Let's talk about some industry numbers, because in order for you to have success in any business, you have to be in an arena where a lot of revenue is actually being generated. And we happen to be in the health and wellness industry, which is close to $1 trillion per year. So over $650 billion globally. We're involved in the global prostate cancer market. That's $50.3 billion globally. We're also involved in the feminine hygiene market. And by the year 2022, it'll be over $40 billion. It's very, very large. And then we're capitalizing on the erectile dysfunction market. By the year 2022, it will also be over $3.2 billion. So ladies and gentlemen, we're in a large ocean of revenue that's being generated every single year. And how we're tapping into that is in the network marketing industry, where from the comforts of your home, without you doing all of the research, without you having to get all the certifications, without you having to get all the patents, you can be involved and earn an additional stream of income. And we're going to show you how. But I want to talk about our flagship product that happens to be in the feminine hygiene industry. I had no idea the issues and the challenges that our women were facing. And it was brought to my attention, it was posed in this question: if you had some information that could potentially save the life of a woman you love or a woman in your household, would you want to know about it? And I said, absolutely. And so when I looked at how the usage is and the makeup of the sanitary napkins on the market and how poorly they are made, I was totally alarmed and very excited to actually provide the world with an alternative. I had no idea that women are using anywhere from 16,000 almost to 30,000 sanitary napkins during their menstrual years. I had no idea. I had no idea that the women go through discomfort. They have rashes. There's bacterial infections. In some cases, there's high liabilities and risk involved with using tampons because it's plugging up an area that should naturally flow. But when I saw the demonstration, and I encourage you, if you have not seen a live focus group or you have not seen the video, I would encourage you to go watch the video. The person that invited you to this webinar can get you that information, because it will open your eyes to how I mentioned how poorly the existing sanitary napkins on the market are made. And why would you, now that you're educated and now that you know that these sanitary napkins are causing so much harm, because during that time of the month, ladies, and forgive me for, going into great detail, but I do want to bring this point home. You have moisture, you have blood, you have, in some instances, urine, all trapped into what's considered a plastic bag because of how poorly it's made. And many of them have dye included in them. And so now when you stand up and that moisture is now sitting there and you sit back right down, it's going right into your bloodstream. So think about this. Dye is very toxic when it enters the bloodstream and can cause major harm, both in the interim and long term. Then you look at how the material within many of these sanitary napkins that are on the market, that are old newspaper, that are wood fibers, that have to be bleached. And now this is going into your bloodstream as well. And so when I saw the demonstration, I said, wow, we've got to do something about this. You see, this can cause and lead to TSS, which is toxic shock syndrome, which can be fatal and can cause major damage to the body. But now we know, as a campaign that was started by nSpire Network to educate, to inform our women on the harmful effects of sanitary napkins. And this is a movement that's going around the world, starting in the United States first, where we'll have 5K runs. Our first one is in June in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm actually in the works and getting it set in stone. In July of next year, we'll have one right here in Sacramento. But around the world, we'll be going to middle schools, high schools, all over, doing forums and Q&As, sharing with them this campaign to all our women, our young women, because a woman is actually having her cycle now between the ages of 9 and 11, and they'll have it for 30, 40, 50 years. So it's extremely important to educate our women. And that's why many people, I'm talking about very influential people. Today, I was on the phone with another influential person. I can't mention his name right now until everything is finalized, but he's extremely excited about participating. We have Byron from the Los Angeles Lakers. Byron Scott, the legendary Laker, is involved, and he's a part of the campaign. Just recently, the senator of Illinois said, I want to be involved in this. This is extremely important that we educate our women, and it's going to continue to grow. If you have a woman in your life, for at least them, forget the business side of it, at least get a chance to understand the campaign and get involved, because our women are very important to us. Well, we have an alternative solution. It's called Cherish Premium Sanitary Napkins. Love the way you feel. And the design of these pads will allow you to stay dry, which is so important to our women. I had no idea how important this was until I saw the video presentation and went to a live focus group. Just being dry. Imagine if you were wet the majority of the day, or damp, or you would feel discomfort. You would be uncomfortable. But now you can love the way you feel. With our negative ion strip, our strip, which is infused with negative ions, and negative ions are the vitamins of the air. It actually is found in the environment where water falls, or when you go to the beach. That's a negative ion environment because it relaxes you. And now it's infused in our sanitary napkins, and it's going to actually relax the uterus. During that time of the month, the uterus is contracting, which can lead to cramping and a lot of discomfort. Well, this strip that is infused with negative ions helps relax the uterus. And the one thing I wanted to do right away is I wanted to get a testimonial from the women in my house. So I gave one to my wife. Now, we've earned multiple millions of dollars in the industry of network marketing, and my wife has never really been a big fan of it. But she tried this product, and she said, honey, I was dry. In fact, I noticed that there was no smell. My daughter tried it as well. She also had a similar testimonial. Because of that negative ion strip, it eats away at bacteria. So the smell won't be there. And that's what we're hearing across the board with so many women that are loving the way that they feel. We also have products for men and women alike. We have a testosterone booster, which is going to help increase that testosterone for guys that are turning the age of 35 or above. Testosterone is very important. I can't wait to get my hands on this product. Then we have our total prostate care, which is going to help protect that prostate. After you turn the age of 40, regardless if you want to or not, your prostate will enlarge. To what extent depends on your diet, exercise, and you getting checked up very, very frequently during that time, at least annually for sure. But now there's a product all natural that will help support a healthy prostate. We have a total recall, a memory booster for ages of high schoolers all the way up to help you recall and have a stronger memory. And then for sexual enhancement, we have our sweetest for women and our taboo for men. And you can have your sweetest taboo, as Sade used to sing. We have a campaign for men, which is the Right to Fight campaign, where our goal is to help prevent potentially 1 million men from contracting the deadly disease of prostate cancer. And we will be doing webinars like these, conferences, seminars, health fairs, you name it, because this is the silent killer that's taking our men way too soon. But let's talk about the formulators of our nutraceutical line, the doctors behind the products. Well, it starts off with Dr. Richard Minot, who graduated from Phi Beta Kappa, and between him and his brother, they have over 40 years as practicing urologists, actually completing surgeries on men who have formed prostate cancer. And about 5 years ago, they decided to actually produce an all-natural supplement after their patients kept coming back asking for a product that was all natural that didn't have side effects. And along with his brother, Stephen Minot, they held up the team that actually had gone on to design our nutraceutical line. And this is a picture of us in Atlanta, Georgia, where Dr. Rick Minot just snuck in to the presentation. And he said at this presentation, I've got to be involved in this. They've tried network marketing before, didn't have that much success, but they saw the simplicity of this. And then being the formulators of our products, they knew the quality of the product line, the nutraceutical line. But when they saw the demonstration of how the sanitary napkins work, he said, I'm on board. And he chose one lady out of the audience to be his sponsor. Very, very humble man to be involved in such an amazing venture like this. But to do it the way that he did, it speaks volumes for who he is. Now, the cost. This is extremely important. This is one of the reasons why I signed my name and put my influence on the line to get involved with something like this. Many products in the industry of network marketing have been marked up 8, 9, 10 times so that they can fit through a compensation plan. What that has done is outprice them in the market. So when consumers, external users, people who do not want to do network marketing, just want to buy the product, they're looking at the price and it's way too expensive. So they're like, I don't want to be involved in this, even though the product is high grade quality. Well, here, our chairs, day pads, you get 10 for $5. Our panty liners, you get 30, I believe, for $5. Our chairs overnight with wings, you get 10 for $5. And we do have night pads where you also get 10 for $5. And you can see the other prices as well. When I saw that price, I said, every single woman that I know, that I've come in contact with, and we built a relationship, I want them to have this. And I know that price is not going to be an issue. Well, let's talk about our compensation plan. And there are 6 ways that we get paid, but for the sake of time, I'm only going to talk about 3. The first way is retail. And this is extremely strong. It's one of the strongest components, and it's the reason why we will bridge the gap between those who've never earned significant income and those who have. And we'll create more 6-figure earners because of the strength of our retail bonus. For a $5 purchase, you're going to receive $1.40 off of every single customer that spends $5. So let's take a look at what that might look at. Do you believe that you're going to have at least 2 customers in a household? Absolutely. You're probably going to have more. Right here in my household, I know I'm going to have 2 customers, my wife and my daughter. So they're going to spend on average $10 a month, which is going to be $2.80 commission for you who requires a customer. Now, when you look at getting customers, I believe the average person is going to have quite a few customers. In fact, you're going to have over 25. Many of you are going to have over 50. Some of you are going to have over 100 customers, of which that would earn you $280 per month. Now, here's what I know about this product, and here's what I know about other products. In a previous company, it was a functional beverage, and people would use it sparingly. They knew it was good for them, but it was $40 a bottle. In a more recent company, people had a hot beverage that they would consume, but they had a preference on what they would like to drink. So they bought it one time. It tastes good, but it's too expensive. I'm going to go get another product. Well, here, when you know that the competitive or the alternative of what you've been using is toxic, harmful to you, and this one is cost efficient, and you love the way it makes you feel, and you have a personal testimonial, oh, you're going to use it over and over again. So this $280 is not just a one-time commission. This is going to be for the life of them, because once they graduate from using our sanitary napkins, they'll use our panty liners. And then maybe their men will start using the nutraceuticals once the wife is having, or the significant other is having such an incredible experience. Then you'll go to 2,500 customers. That's $7,000 per month. What if you had 5,000 customers? What if you had 10? What if you were able to actually build this over time, and you got a few customers a day, and you taught your team how to get a few customers a day, and then over time you grew your customer base to over 100,000 customers? See, I want you believing big. When you have something that's disruptive in a space, like I was talking to a gentleman earlier today who's been extremely successful, and he said, I only get involved with products or services that disrupt that industry, because that's how you create massive wealth. You can't be a knockoff or another variation of something. You got to completely disrupt the market, and that's what nSpire Network is doing. So 100,000 customers is extremely doable. Well, let's talk about once you actually, have your retail. Now the second way that we get paid is your first order bonus, which is your fast start bonus. Well, there's 3 packages that you can get involved with. There's a $99 builder pack, there's the $299 achiever pack, and there's a premium package for $499. So the maximum that you can invest is $499. When you enroll someone at each one of these packages, there's a bonus that's paid to you, anywhere from $17.25 up to $87.75. There's no limit to the number of people that you can introduce. You can introduce 100, you can introduce 2. It's your choice, but you will be paid a fast start bonus just by introducing someone to this amazing business. And here's what I believe will happen. As people use the product, say one of your customers, they start to think, I could be earning an additional stream of income off of this, couldn't I? Well, let me actually sign up and get involved. So sometimes your customers will eventually become distributors just by using the product. Now, the third way we get paid is what's called the power of the dual team. You see, there's 2 teams that you're going to build, and the system will do this for you, or you can go into your back office and put your first person on the left and put your second person on the right. The beautiful thing about this is when you get involved early on, like we are now, because we officially just went live 2 days ago, when you take a position, there are going to be some people coming underneath you on one side. And you're like, well, Ramon, how do I get paid off of those people? Well, by introducing at least 2, one on your left, one on the right. The company's going to pay you anywhere from 10% up to 24% of the lesser side. And this can be very, very explosive in the very beginning. I got involved. I was a founding member of that previous company that I mentioned to you. And we were able to build the dual team. We introduced 150 people over time, but the dual team grew to over 200,000 people. We didn't impact or come into contact with all 200,000 people. We just took a position early on. Hint, hint, clue, clue. I would encourage you to actually take a position of equity, because it's going to grow, and it's going to grow very, very fast. How you actually earn a commission is when you have 70 CV points on your left and 70 CV points on your right, you get paid anywhere from 10% up to 24%. And I just showed you how that CV is accumulated by the enrolling packs. When someone gets involved at the $4.95, $4.99 pack, there's 351 CVs that's associated with that position. So you introduce 2 people at that position and you fulfill the requirement of receiving a check. Now, here's how the binary pays out. It goes from 10% to 24%. The sweet spot in our compensation plan is called STAR. That's why it's highlighted in blue. You want to get to STAR as quickly as possible. And all that is you introducing 3 people on your right and 3 people on your left and growing your team to a total of 24. And now you're a STAR. But you don't want to stop there. You want to get to mega STAR because that qualifies you to attend the first leadership retreat at the end of July. And every leadership retreat that I went to, 90 days later, my income increased immensely. In some instances, it increased by over $100,000. So a leadership retreat is not something that you want to discount. It's definitely something that you want to actually be in attendance. And then you can see how you earn weekly income. It goes from $125 and caps out at $200,000 per week. Yes, you can earn up to $200,000 per week. And as you can see at STAR, which it only takes you 5,000 CV to get there, and there's so many benefits from 15% payout to now you participate in the global bonus pool, which in a previous company, you had to do $40,000 in volume to get that same benefit. Here, you only have to do 5,000. We're going to have so many people winning in nSpire Network. And that's the portion of the compensation plan that I wanted to mention to you. There is a matching bonus, there is a uni-level bonus, and there is the global bonus pool where 5% of all of the reorders are set aside every month and paid out every quarter to the stars and above. So you definitely want to get to STAR. But let's talk about the system. You see, I come from a systematic mindset. I'm very meticulous when it comes to building opportunities like this, because the last thing I want to do is throw spaghetti up against a wall and see if it sticks. No, I want something that's tried. I want something that's proven. I want to be able to build it one time and then be able to invest the time that I want with the people that I love and I care about and do things, like I really want to do. Like today, I go to a gym and the principal of my son's school happened to be there. And I noticed that in many of the classrooms, there are no computers. And I said, his name is Todd. I said, Todd, if you give me 6 months, I definitely want to sit down and see what I can do to contribute to getting more computers throughout the elementary school. And he was very excited to hear that, of course. And we exchanged phone numbers. But that's why this system is so important. The first step is to ask. There's a power question. Now, in a previous company, we had a system, and it was a very strong system because it created so many success stories, but we were kind of robotic. There was no room for, being to improvise. There was no room for creativity. And here I'm going to explain to you how to be extremely successful, but how to be you. I don't want you to be RRamon Fulcher. I don't want you to be Linda Gallardo. I don't want you to be any of our top leaders out there. I want you to be the best you. And the first step is to ask. If you had information that could possibly save your life or the life of a person you love or care about, would you share it? And if someone says no, that probably is a hint not to move any forward. But if you're calling a friend, like I've got a very good friend, his name is Gerald. I'm not going to call Gerald up and say, Gerald, if you had the opportunity, if you had information, I'm going to say, Gerald, you got to see this, because the next step is to show there's something you got to see. He's probably going to say, RRamon, what is it? Gerald, you got to watch the video. In fact, the way I piqued his interest is I said, I need to meet with you. He said, what about? You got to see this. And I didn't tell him what it was. He asked me what it was. I didn't say, you know what, Gerald, I'm in the sanitary napkin business. No, because he more than likely would have been turned off. I said, we need to meet. And I actually had a few pads and I did a demonstration with him. And it thoroughly impressed him so much to where I'm sitting down with his wife this Sunday. But my point is, you want to ask this power question with those that you have an acquaintance with. The people that you have a really good, strong relationship with, just tell them they've got to see something. if you trust me, if you ever trust me with anything, I need you to trust me with watching this video presentation. And once you complete it, just give me a call back. And here's the next thing. Once you actually show them, the next thing you want to do is get the sale. But here's what I wouldn't do. And here's what I made the mistake of in the past. You see, in a previous company, it was a part of the system to give away samples. Here, I'm recommending that you do not give away anything, that you sell them the product because it's only $5. And when they purchase it, they'll value it so much more rather than letting it sit there because you get giving it to them for free. Even your family, your closest loved ones, make them pay for it. And I know you're going to have better results. But we have a strong system. And this is the first time in my career that I've been able to text blast a video presentation and get people not just interested, not just excited, involved. Many people have signed up from me sending out a text blast, me saying, you got to see this, sending the text blast and then responding. Even someone yesterday that said, Ramon, I'm extremely busy. I'm working on my doctorate. I said, congratulations, Dr. such and such, you are going to do it, but I need you to watch this video because it's going to save our women's life. She responded, definitely I will. See how powerful that is? Then the next step is to promote. You see, we have some conference calls. We have a very comprehensive system that's going to do a lot of work for you. And you see, for a busy person, they're looking at this list and they may say to themselves, wow, there's so many calls. For a business-minded person that's a visionary thinker, they're saying, wow, I'm going to build a huge team and the system is going to support them. So you don't have to be on all these calls. Not if you don't want to. Not if you're not serious about building, a six-figure income. But there's replays to every call that you can listen to. But for those who are serious about becoming one of those 20, because we're going to help 20 families earn $100,000 this year. And I know we only got less than just a little over 7 months to do it. Well, these calls are very important and you want to promote these calls. You see, every single Monday, there's an nSpire Institute training call. Every Tuesday, our team, we do a team call. We're the team of champions where we encourage, where we inform, and most importantly, we recognize. Last night, you guys heard, we recognized Linda Gallardo for the success she's having and how excited she is, but more importantly, the results that she's getting from coming back from an event. Every Wednesday, tonight, we have a company update call. It's not that long. The company update call will actually give you a lot of informative information. And then every Saturday morning, we have a Women of nSpire call that helps support the core group in nSpire Network. But what are the goals of nSpire? In 2017, we're going to enroll a minimum of 150,000 distributors. And that number is very low because we'll have over 100,000 distributors join this month, in the month of May, before the month of May concludes. We'll have over 1 million customers. And we'll actually, in 6 countries, we'll be actually open for business, but I believe we'll surpass $200 million in sales. This is the vision of nSpire Network. And the upcoming events tomorrow, that's today, we're doing this webinar, but Friday I'm doing another webinar, but Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to do a webinar training on how to go star and then how to go mega star, because I really want you to qualify to attend this leadership training. The leadership trainings have been so informative, so inspirational, so motivational that many people, many people have succeeded in such high levels because of being at these trainings. And I don't want you to miss it. So I'm going to invest the time to explain to you exactly what you need to do. And then I'll be in Berkeley, California, May the 2nd at the Helios Corner Community Room at 7 p.m. You can see that flyer online, but qualify to attend the nSpire Network First Leadership Retreat, July 2017, by going Megastar or above. That's only $25,000 in volume. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to be with you. I'm actually going to spend some time answering questions, but let me go ahead and conclude this by telling you to go to www.nspirenetwork.com. Make sure that you get back with the person that invited you to this webinar. And if you have not been to a live focus group, go. If you have not seen the video presentation explaining the chair's product and the harmful effects of other sanitary napkins, at least watch it. But what I would encourage you to do is get involved, because timing is so essential in building any business, but is extremely essential in building a network marketing business. I hope I have informed you. I hope I've given you some education that will be very helpful. And to all of those that are involved, welcome to the family and be inspired.